Welcome back, everyone. Today, I'm with a very special guest, the one and only Jeffrey Adami or Adami, Italian.
Yeah, whatever you want to say.
Awesome. And you're actually the first drummer that I've had on the podcast just solo. Like I had a band on and I talked to the drummer through that, but solo drummer, that's actually pretty exciting, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal in life, is to make it as a touring / session drummer. I don't know. It's fun playing in bands, but I think a lot of the fun comes with just, I don't know, just seeing how many different people I can play with, because like it's just fun blending with new people's personalities and learning new music constantly. So seeing where I can go with that, and yeah, it's fun.
It's like when you're that kid in high school and you're not stuck with one friend group. You go to different friend groups, you know?
Yeah, no, yeah. Exactly. And I've kind of learned over the years that's kind of my personality. I like to just like see different things that are new, and just like, I don't know, just see what different friends I can make. And I don't know, it's just fun having a range of, yeah, just everything, I guess.
Is that ever tough on bands? If like you get attached to a band and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go travel with this other band now.
I don't know. I've built pretty good relationships with the people I've been in bands with. And I don't know. I play for like multiple, like different amounts of bands. So like there'll be sometime I'm like going on a conference. Like I went on a conference in Australia with a band called McKinney Dawson. And then I've played for a rapper named Peabod, and just like various things. So I have like multiple things going on at a time. So yeah, all my relationships are great with everybody. So yeah.
Does that help build up your name then if you're traveling with other bands and stuff? Like, do you like use maybe one band higher up on a resume than another one, or how does that all work for you?
I don't know. Whenever I play a show with someone, or whenever I record for someone, I just like promote it through social media. And if, I don't know, no matter how much like of a following the person has, I'll still promote what I'm doing with them. Usually what I do is like, I have a GoPro, and like I record drum cam footage of the live shows I'm playing and just post them everywhere, kind of like to promote the band I'm playing with, and to like to show off my portfolio of how many different genres I can play. So yeah, just help everyone out, I guess.
Yeah, and I like that you I think it's really interesting how you promote yourself on like YouTube and stuff, doing those rap covers. Is that a common thing? Because that's the first time I've seen that.
I think, I don't know, it's kind of starting to pop off. People like doing covers of rap songs and stuff like that. I think the cool thing about covering rap songs as opposed to like a metal song, or like a rock song or something like that, is that you can be really creative with what you do, and like how you want to go about doing it. Because if you listen to a rap song, usually a rap song has like a standard beat throughout the whole time. So that really gives you more creativity and openness to like be flexible with what you want to do over it. Like I showed you the Travis Scott Goosebumps cover, and I could make a lot of like cool creative parts over it. Whereas if I was playing like a metal song, there's already so much happening in the music. It's already so busy, so that like if you wanted it to sound good, you would mostly have to play like the part that was made for the song. So yeah.
Makes sense. What do you think? Do you think it's easier to mess up and continue on a hip hop song then, or when you're doing like a metal song?
It depends. I say that I guess there's like, I'm trying to think of how to word this. I think it can be the same thing for any genre. I think anyone can play a different, like a style of music that they want, but like it's really hard to master the genre. And I think that goes for any genre. Like people say that like maybe rock music or like worship music is like, it's like really stuff to play technical wise, but like when it comes to like having the feel of the music, it's like really hard to master that. And that would go for if I were to do a drum cover of like any genre. So it's the same all around the board.
think your videos are really well made though. Like I like the lighting, and then you have the different angles and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
how'd you get all that set up? Like, 'cause for me, like it's taken me. It's everything's like trial and error. Like you build your way up. Say, oh, this works, this doesn't work. But it seems like you have like a solid path you're going on when it comes to like those videos and stuff. How'd that all happen?
That's because I have friends who do it for me. Yeah, I mean, so I am a senior at a school in Kirkland called Northwest University, and like it's a place where a lot of people can get a bunch of degrees in a lot of different things. Like there's a pretty extensive music program I'm in right now, and I have a lot of friends who do like photography and video, and people can like at the library they can rent out like a lighting kit or something like that, and like there are people who are really well like versed in videography. So I just like, if they're down to do it for free, I'll have them come on for free, or like if they want to be paid, then I'll pay them. And like they do a really good job with my stuff. So I really like the way everything's turned out so far.
For sure. And that's where connections are so important, like even if you see even like a Questlove or a J. Cole or anyone, any type of genre, even if you see them at the front line, there's always people in the background that are helping them also, because you
Oh
need
yeah,
a team in a sense,
you 100%. It's like I have this like philosophy that you need to be like kind to everyone you meet, in like not just the music industry, but like for photography or like stage building or anything, because you never know like if you're going to get the chance to work with them. Like it's a possibility. So like be nice to everyone you meet, have respect for everyone you meet, and like it can go a long way.
For sure. So on YouTube, because you do so many different types of covers and stuff, but then you also said you play for bands. Is there a community or a specific genre community in Seattle that you stick with usually, or how do you work
Oh,
with
that's
that?
tough. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm a Christian, and because of my faith, it's like it's easy to be with people who have the same beliefs as me. So like it's easy to want to go into those communities because we already have a similar understanding of like our beliefs and everything like that. But then again, like when I go to a metal show, like or something like that, there are people in the community who are super nice as well. So like I don't know, you're just gonna find great people all around, and like you've got to be wary of like there may be people who try to take advantage of you. So you got to be like open but like cautious at the same time. But generally, I've found that like so many communities are open and accepting. So
For
yeah.
sure. Yeah. I think Seattle, when it comes to music scene, everyone's pretty much really open. Sometimes it is a struggle to find certain people in your community, but once you find them, it's like that.
No, exactly. Like I've made some friends over the years that I know I want to do music with for like a lifetime. So
Yes.
definitely get what you're saying there.
So how are you managing with like church and everything right now if the quarantine makes it so you can't go to church?
I'm not. So the way I'm trying to make money now is by teaching drum lessons. So I do $30 for 30 minutes and $55 for an hour. And like I've gotten some people to get on board with that. Teaching drum lessons wouldn't be my first it wouldn't be the first thing I would want to do. Like I'm always about like playing live shows or like recording over the teaching, but it's still fun, and like I have fun teaching, and like but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get my first like regular job in like 3 or 4 years because it's hard to support myself with the way things are going right now. So yeah.
It's always good for like a musician though, as long as you like keep doing it, even when you're like 50 or something. As long as you know how to play the clarinet, piano, or anything, you could always just walk into a club or a bar and be like, "Hey, can I play for a few hours?" And like find little jobs like that every once in a while. So that's the
Oh
one thing.
yeah.
Like, it's really cool. But I did band in high school, and I didn't really enjoy it. So but I don't regret it yet because I'm finding different ways to like be artistic because I am like a musical type guy. But I played the clarinet. But
Okay.
yeah, I just think music's so interesting because it's like it's a platform and a language that everyone speaks and can connect to.
Yeah, and like you don't even have to like speak the same language as like the artist who puts out something to like connect with their music, Like I don't know, it's just crazy the way music can like connect us.
For sure.
I love it. And yeah.
Yes,
Simple as
100%.
that. Yeah.
So how'd you find your worth when it comes to like doing drum lessons and stuff like that though? Like some people, I feel like it's a challenge for some people to feel like, okay, I know how to play the drums or this instrument, but am I good enough to even teach someone else? So yeah, sometimes you can be like, ugh, yeah, it's only $30 for 30 minutes, and I'm not making millions of dollars off it, but still, that's a step in the right direction, you know?
Yeah, no, it's good for me to like keep busy, you know, during these times and stuff. But like yeah, I really get in my head about this type of stuff. Um I just want to make sure that like what I'm teaching is like worthwhile to this like the students. So I don't want to be wasting their time. And that gets me like really anxious when I'm teaching the lessons. I'm like, well, if you're working on this right now, what am I going to teach for when you've mastered that? Like I just always have to keep on figuring out what's next, and it makes me very anxious. But like I I used to teach. I taught for 2 years when I was in high school to a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and that went great. But that was years ago. So I've only taught since then. I've only taught my second lesson, and so I'm still trying to find my footing. But I'm sure like the more I get into it, the better it'll be. So
For
yeah,
sure.
we'll see.
So do you know how to play any other instruments then, or have you been sticking with drums your whole life, or?
I can do I can do like a bit of acoustic guitar. I can do some chords and stuff like that. Like I think what's the song? Karma Police by Radiohead. That's the extent of like the chords I can play.
Yeah.
um but yeah, no, it's interesting because I don't know if you've seen, but I'm left-handed. So and like sometimes the videos I put up, they're on a right-handed kit. So I grew up to play on a left-handed kit and right-handed, but I'm primarily left-handed. So when I take acoustic guitar, I take a right-handed guitar and just flip it over, and that's how I learned to play.
Ooh.
So
Is that kind of
yeah,
like mirrored then in a sense? Like, is it everything opposite or?
I think like if you're looking at the chord chart like this, usually you'd have to look at like this when you're left-handed. So I don't know. I just did it, and I don't know. It just kind of works out for me.
Yes.
Yeah,
And that's the thing though, like if you know one instrument, it's kind of easier to learn other instruments also, you know? Like you kind of you understand the language. It's a language. Music's a language.
exactly. And like um in my school right now, I've taken a bunch of recording classes and mixing classes, and like ever since taking those classes, it's helped develop my ear for like how a mix should sound or something like when I listen to it. Like usually before then, when I was listening to music, I would only like pay attention to the rhythm aspect. But now that I've gone through those classes and done so much more, I can like really listen for the pitch or like how something's EQ'd or something like that, and have more aspects to go off of it. So
Mm.
it's really interesting.
So how do you get your start in drumming? Because I don't really know people who put out like drumming albums because you know that's how you as an artist you're like, oh, here's my album, and if you like it, maybe we can do like a venue show or something like that. How do you build up like a resume for that when you first started?
Um, I guess just like go around and see who needs a drummer for something. I don't know, cause like, yeah, I don't really make my own material. I know that there are some drummers out there. It's very rare to see, but some drummers, they put out their own material, whether it's just like an album of them doing like just drumming. Like there's a drummer called Nate Smith. I don't know if you've heard of him. He puts out albums with just him drumming, or sometimes like session drummers, they like, I don't know. For me, I just like find out who needs a drummer for something, and like usually the first time do it for free, and like once we build a relationship, then start to charge, then that's how I can get like paid for what I do. But I don't know, just build relationships with musicians and see what they need help with in any way. So
For sure. So
yeah.
when you're working with a band, do they like give you like music sheets to work off of, or are you just trying to like set the pulse and everything, or?
It depends. I guess it depends on the level of professionalism for the band. Um, I haven't been given sheet music in a long time. I know that if I were to go to LA or Nashville or something like that, where the music scene is more prominent, then definitely they'd be giving me sheet music. But I'm in a gospel worship band called Coralons. That's part of my school. There's a 5-piece band, and then there's like 110 singers, so it's like a huge thing. So they give the band like sheet music. It's like basic chord charts and like some rhythmic notations on there, but like there's no sheet music for the drums. So I just have to learn everything by ear.
Oh,
And
wow.
like, but if I'm with a band with my friends, then we just like come up with the pieces like we want to do in the studio. So there's varying levels of it. For me, there's not really much sheet music. I just learn stuff by ear. So
Yeah, that's a good gift though. You know, some people can only like they're like number oriented or sheet music oriented, and they have to be like, okay, I have to match it just like this. But then some people are like freestyling with drums. You know, like I got it. Boom, boom, boom.
No, exactly. And yeah, it's taken a while, but like I've gotten to the point where like I do a lot of worship music, and like I've listened to so much worship music to the point where I know that like if I wanted to memorize a certain worship song, it would only take me up to like 15 minutes to memorize any song like that, because I'm so familiar with like how the genre sounds, and like, oh, this is the first verse, this is the first chorus. I know what usually happens during this. So yeah.
Gotcha. So have
Yeah,
you performed at El Corazon, right?
there you go. Yeah, so I did a drum cover series. So what I did was me and my friends, we brought my drum set over to El Corazon, and we filmed 3 drum covers there. So I guess if you want to say I played there, I don't
Yeah.
know, but I filmed a bunch of drum covers there. So yeah.
How'd that make you feel? Because being Christian and all, and like that place is freaking satanic looking as hell.
You know, I don't know. A lot of Christian bands that played there. I get the feel, because like, yeah, it's like it's not the most cleaned up place, but I don't know. Like I have friends who are Christian who work there. They're a bunch of super nice people I've met who like either played there or worked there. Just, and I'm okay with that. Like, it was a fun time, and yeah, I had a blast doing it. So
Yeah, see, you got to be open minded to things, especially if you're going to be an artist in Seattle, because of how, especially if you're going to be a Christian artist in Seattle, because there's so many grungy aspects to Seattle, you know?
no, 100%. I think I missed the first part of what you said. You were cutting out a little bit.
Oh, I was just saying that it's you got to be open minded to all that type of stuff, you know? Because I've seen some really weird venues, like because there's actually so many like hidden spots or gems in Seattle that people perform at, and I'm like, wow, I've never seen this place before.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like I can name one. Like, I don't know if you've heard of Mojam Mondays at what is it called? I don't know. Basically there's this place where people can come in every Monday, and like there's a jam session, and so like anybody can come. Anybody like brings their instrument, or I bring drumsticks and stuff like that, and people just jam with each other. So a bunch of cool hidden spots in Seattle. And yeah, Seattle, it's not the most bright and optimistic place, but there are a lot of cool musicians here, and I want to attract myself towards them. So I guess just go where the people are at. So
Yeah, for sure. So you said you just take your like drumsticks places with you. Do different drum sets have different setups, or are you pretty confident that if you go somewhere they are the same setup as you have at your house or wherever you perform your practice at?
it really depends on the place. Like for El Corazon, or like music venues like that, like Studio 7 or Showbox Soto, I'm not sure that they really have drum kits on hand that people can use, because most of the time the bands just bring their own kits. But like at a place like that does the Mojam Mondays, yeah, the kit there is usually nice. What a lot of drummers do whenever they play a gig and they know there's gonna be a drum set there, they usually bring their snare and their cymbals, because I guess that's that's what drummers are most prideful about is the way their snare sounds and their cymbal sound. But like if you can like tune the toms and tune the kick drum and like bring your own stuff, then you've got a solid kit.
So how do you get started if like you just want to start getting into drumming and you don't have the money to like have a kit? Because I'm guessing drum kits can get expensive.
It's nuts. YouTube tutorials. That YouTube tutorials are the way to go. I'm so thankful for YouTube, because like even with like how long I've been drumming for like 15 plus years, like there's still stuff I can learn that I've found out about on YouTube. Yeah, just like if you can't afford lessons, just like figure out what you want to learn, see if there's like a tutorial for it or something like that, and just go for it.
So different, I'm guessing because different like clarinets or whatever have different sounds because by different companies. Do all drum kits kind of sound different also, or how does that work?
Yeah, a kit usually sounds different based on the type of wood that it's made from. There's like maple, birch, mahogany, and babinga, and like each type of kit will give like a different amount of resonance or like warmth or tone to the kit. So you can go about like if you want a certain sound for your kit, you can just like research what style of kit you want, like out of the 4 types of wood, and just go from there. And like a lot of cymbals and snares and everything has a different sound. You just got to test out which one you like the most. And yeah,
For sure. Do people kind of like compare drumsticks or anything like that? Because I know like when it comes to like even like podcasting or having your own studio or microphones or cameras, everyone's like comparing that if you're in that field. How about with drumsticks? Like are you like, oh, these are the plastic ones, these are the wood ones, or how does that all work?
No, I mean, yeah, no, it's that's very valid. Like there's like wood tips and nylon tips. I think nylon tips give you more of a like a ping on a cymbal. Like if you hit a cymbal, you'd really hit, like you would hear the just basic attack or like ping on it. So yeah, people definitely have like preference on drumsticks. Like not only like nylon or wood, but like stick size. So like you'll see drummers like Aaron Spears, he plays for Ariana Grande. He uses such small sticks. It looks weird whenever I see videos of him playing, but I like to play with big sticks. I don't know. It's like it doesn't require as much like movement, and I can really get like a good loud sound out of what I hit. So yeah, people definitely have like different stick preferences.
That's cool. So with when it comes to like being a chef or any specific like super specified field, other chefs know other chefs. They're like, oh, this is my favorite chef. Whereas me, I'm just like, oh, you can make food, good, So when it comes to drummers, I'm guessing do drummers know specific drummers and like look up to the drummers? Because like I said, the only one that I know off the top of my head is like Questlove. Because like everyone.
Oh, dude. Hey, I love Questlove. Yeah, definitely. Because like obviously different drummers play different styles of music, and like if you're really interested in a certain style of music, then you're gonna be attracted to like drummers who play that style of music. So yeah, like I'm really interested in this guy named JD Beck. He's like a 16-year-old kid or something, but he plays like fusion jazz funk type of music, and like he's so talented. So like because I like that style of music, I'm attracted to like his drumming stuff. And I guess like whatever like style you're into, you're gonna be attracted to like the drummers for that style. But yeah, I'm interested in like a wide variety of drummers because I just play so many different things. But yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff.
How do you stand out as a drummer? Like, what are the things you have to do?
Honestly, it goes so much farther than just like your ability to play. It's just like how well you can work with people, and just like if you're humble, if you're down to earth, that will take you far. But like when it comes to specifically standing out, I don't know. I guess I'll see more as time goes on. But yeah.
So tell me about this rapper that you worked with. How was that?
Oh, Peabody. So so his name is Isaac Peabody, and he goes by Peabody for rapping. fun fact, he was my admissions counselor when I first came to Northwest. So he's got a full-time job working at Northwest. He's now in marketing, but like we built a relationship, and there was some event going on called Northwest Fest that always happens at the end of the school year. And my band, one of my bands, The Exhibit, we were going to play on it. And then I found out that he was going to be the headliner on it. So I texted him. I was like, hey, man, do you want a drummer for the show? And he was like, sure. And then I got it. So, yeah. But it's because we've already had that relationship going, like previously. And yeah, it's fun stuff. I know he has like a bunch of different like not session drummers, but like touring drummers he brings on for like, depending on like if he's going on a tour to the East Coast or something, he would call someone else on because like I'm busy with classes and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I don't know.
That's cool though.
He's a fun guy.
So do you follow the music scene here much, or when you work with the bands, are they just people that you've met through school and maybe doing performances and they're like, oh, I like how you play the drums?
I don't know. I try to follow the scene as much as I can. Yeah, sometimes I go to the jam sessions like I was talking about earlier, and the music that they play is really cool. And so like I try to find it on Apple Music and stuff. I don't know. Just I try to follow it as much as I can. Yeah.
Would you ever be interested in like doing like a live instrument album with like rappers and stuff like that? Like, what are your goals when it comes to like, or like dreams when it comes to furthering your career? Like, are there certain projects you want to be on, or certain like even TV shows? Or
that's a good question. I think the goal for me, you know how rappers or like pop stars, they have like a gospel funk band behind them playing, like Ariana Grande or like Kendrick Lamar, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. That type of music is, I think, what I'm drawn to the most. I love playing a different variety of styles, but like that type of music and like the type of music they play at like award shows like the Grammys or stuff like that. That is the long-term goal. Yeah, it's fun stuff.
Do you like being like surrounded by those artists and stuff, or what is it about it that attracts you to it, do you think?
I think it's mostly how challenging the music is. Like if you go to the music, you'll listen, there's like a bunch of gospel chops and like a lot of cool hits you get to do. So the music is really challenging. It's not necessarily like because of like the people I'm drawn to, although the people I'm drawn to, they're very cool, but most of all, it's how challenging the music is. And I always love to challenge myself to play like the hardest type of music I can. So, and that stuff is very fun. So, yeah.
So what have you been doing during the quarantine to like continue to practice and stuff? Because you said that you've been doing lessons, but you don't have like a set at your house, or how does that all work when you're trying to practice?
So, yeah, that's a good question. My drum kit is at my parents' house, and my mom's over 60, so I'm worried that like if I were to go home, because I live in the city that had the first death of the coronavirus, which is not good. So I'm just, what's up?
It was Kirkland, right? Or
Kirkland, yeah. So I just have to be cautious about like going home. I don't want to get her sick. But so because that's happening, I only have like a practice pad and in the student apartments. So like I kind of have to teach like using only a practice pad that kind of like exemplifies like a snare drum, I guess. But I don't know. It's tough, but like you kind of have to figure out how to make your way through it. So, yeah.
So how do you feel about this coronavirus? Are you taking it seriously because like your mom, or are you kind of mixed about it?
You know, in the end, I'm not too worried about what will happen in the future. Although like a lot of bad stuff is happening right now, just like the amount of the rates have gone up rapidly. But I think if like we all take care of ourselves and like do what we need to do, we should be up and running sometime. I'm not sure when, but I don't know. I try to take this thing seriously. Like I've been trying to stay in my apartment most of the time, otherwise to like go get groceries or something like that. But oh, there was something else I was gonna say. Shoot. Yeah, it's tough, especially being that it's my senior year here. So like there were so many things, so many events and stuff we were going to have happen like for my senior year at our campus that got canceled, and like so many friends I wanted to see and stuff like that. So you kind of like, even though you know you shouldn't, sometimes you just like, I just want to go see my friends and like celebrate one last time with them or do something together. So sometimes I like break my own rule on it, but like only like once a week or something like that, because it's really tough. But other than that, I'm trying to take it very seriously.
For sure.
Yeah.
This is what I've been doing, because I recently, I grew up on Mercer Island, so I know Kirkland and all those places really well.
Okay. Yeah.
And, I recently moved up to Snohomish, so like I'm in the woods part of Snohomish, so it's not like I can be like, hey, who wants to hang out? 'Cause everyone's working in the city, you know.
Yeah.
This is like therapy for me as much as I'm helping all these other artists, because I get to talk to people, you know.
No, it's so nice. Oh, it's so nice. I get that, man. It's tough.
So tell me quickly about like your goals for the summer. You said you were thinking about moving up to LA to start off your music career more, or how is that going to work?
Yeah. So, well, this whole school year, I was debating on whether or not I want to go to LA or Nashville, and it's not out too much. The word isn't out too much, but I think I am gonna go to Nashville and go move in with some friends who do music. One of them just walked by. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like these are people I've been playing music with for a long time, and I've had some moments where I feel like these are people I'm meant to play music with for the rest of my life. But if so, then I would love that. If not, we'll see what happens. Sorry, he gave me a funny look.
Yeah.
So.
The main goal right now is just to make sure you wash your hands and stay safe, so you can accomplish all those goals in the future, you know.
Yep.
But yeah,
and not touch my face like I've been doing this whole interview.
Exactly. I struggle with that too, because my hair is like, it's always like in my eyes or like all the way down here. I'm like,
right. How am I supposed to follow all the dang rules?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that once this quarantine clears up, I can have you at my studio or something. I'm trying to set up this thing where
you're cutting out a little bit.
Oh, my bad. I was saying I hope once this quarantine clears up that you can come by my studio and stuff like that. One of my goals is to start doing like live sessions and stuff for my YouTube channel to like help promote artists as well, you know. Because like my interviews are usually literally like an hour to an hour and a half long. So sometimes that's a big jump for people who are not big into podcasts or don't know who these artists are yet, to be like, shit, I have to listen to these guys for an hour and a half. But then if you get to check out like one of their songs first live, you're like, oh, wow, that's cool. Okay, I'm going to actually check out this interview now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Everything's going to come together, you know. But I want to see what is some advice that you have for all these up-and-coming drummers, artists, creators, influencers?
Wow. You know, stay motivated. I know that people say like, oh, like you always like keep your day job, and like people always say like just work on the side hustle. It's a mixture of both, you know. You've got to work to support yourself, at the same time stay motivated to like always be finding something new that correlates with what you actually want to do. But you've got to be committed to both sides, because you need to support yourself and you need to be always looking for something new. So it's going to be a tough, long road, but if you're committed, I know it's like the most cliched thing to say, but like just stay committed. So yeah.
And you're doing it, man. You're a senior in college, and you're doing the drums and everything. Like it's all coming together, you know. Like definitely a voice I want to have on the podcast. So I thank you for taking time out to do all this. And I wrap up by saying this is the Nast podcast with So you're gonna be because I'm gonna definitely one place I'm gonna post this for sure is in the Facebook group chat that we started. So this will be an example for all those bands and stuff that want to be on the podcast.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes. Well, this is the Nast podcast with
Jeffrey Adami.
There we go, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you for having me on. It was a blast and a pleasure, and I think you have a great interviewing style. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, man. Stay safe, okay?
Okay, you too.